Hi, I'm Dr. Bertice Berry, and I need to tell you this story. My mother was losing her eyesight, and as soon as I found out, which she hadn't told me for a while, she had a practice of reading to the kids at night, and when she began to lose her eyesight, she started to have them read to her. And she did it in a way that was like, you know what, you all are going to read to me. And she would go, that's good, you got it. And nobody knew. And then when we found out, because there was something that was huge and obvious and she couldn't see it, we immediately went to the doctor. The doctor asked about family history. Does anybody in the family have glaucoma? She said, yes, my mother had glaucoma. I said, what? What are you talking about, Mom? She said, well, you know she was blind. I said, yeah, I know she was blind. I thought she was blind from birth. She said, no, she wasn't blind from birth. Are you kidding me? No. She had a whole big life. No, she wasn't blind from birth. She had glaucoma and went blind. I said, Mom, that's genetic. You think you're going to tell us? And she was like, well, I guess I should have. I thought y'all knew. And sometimes family history, we kind of go through and assume that others knew, or we just don't want to say. Well, recently, one of my brothers was sick. And when I found out what happened, he messaged me and let me know what was going on. And I immediately thought, oh my goodness, I need to tell him my history. Not with MS or asthma or other things, but there was some other stuff. And I realized I hadn't told any of my siblings. There were some things I'd share with my siblings, but most, I just go through it. I just go through it. And I realized he absolutely needed this history to even know how to care for himself, to manage the situation, or it could be treated in a way that it shouldn't be treated. He needed to know so they wouldn't treat him in a way that they would treat him. And I thought to myself, well, I don't want to tell him now while he's going through it. And it was like, oh no, he absolutely. So here's my point. There are some things that we just handle. But your children and their children and their children and your siblings and their children need to know. There are stories that we need to keep to ourselves that we don't want anyone to know, that we feel are so private, and that's absolutely true. But there are some things about you that deeply affect the way others can live. Make sure you let them know. I love you.